Hello, my name is Eric Goldstein, and I'm excited to talk to you today about Greasy Green Recycling Company, or GGR for short. GGR began, like many normal conversations, with a group of friends. The majority of this group were homeowners in the state of Wisconsin. The topic of this conversation was clogged sewer pipes, and more directly, how they were causing backup and flooding in local homes. The damages and cost of this issue struck a chord with me and led me to the creation of GGR. So, the value proposition of GGR is that city sewers are damaged by a buildup of fats, oils, and grease. This is because the main method of disposal is to pour these substances down drains. Cooking oil, in particular, is the largest contributor to this problem because it hardens inside of pipes, which then constricts water flow. Constricted pipes lead to sewer backups, which result in property damage and neighborhood flooding. The city of San Francisco did a study that found grease-clogged sewer pipes cost almost $3.5 million per year to clean out. This problem is currently unopposed in most areas of the US, and the solution is GGR, a company that provides grease recycling services to the public. Grease recycling solves this problem by collecting fats, oils, and grease, usually from restaurants, preventing them from ever being introduced into a city's sewer system. GGR will then take this waste and turn it into 3 products for sale, the main one being biodiesel, the other 2 being fertilizer and water, which are byproducts of the biodiesel process. The biodiesel produced by GGR is clean and efficient energy, and it can be used for things such as powering vehicles, generating electricity, or providing heat in homes. We can see from the diagrams behind me what I was talking about. Fats and oils are introduced into the sewer pipes, which cause the backup into homes. This causes damage to the local areas, which costs money to fix. So what GGR is going to do in this other diagram here is we're going to collect that grease from restaurants, we're going to recover it, we're going to produce biodiesel by refining it, and then it can be used in things such as vehicles. So, GGR is seeking an investment of $399,500. This is in exchange for 49.9% equity in the company. The investment will be coupled with my own personal investment of $401,025. The total funds will be used to sustain operations during the first 2 calendar years. The table here summarizes the utilization of funds, including things such as salaries and wages for employees. In exchange for this initial investment, investors can expect a corresponding share of profits when GGR begins to generate them. Currently, this is estimated from the end of year 2 to the beginning of year 3, and the return has an estimated annualized ROI of 29.68%, which we can see down here, and as we can see up here, the losses in years 1 and 2 with the profits in years 3, 4, and 5. So you may be asking yourself if there is even a market for a company like GGR. And the answer is a resounding yes. With an estimated market size of $2 billion and less than 400 companies in the US, there is ample opportunity for success. Furthermore, 60% of the market is dominated by small players. This means companies with a local presence can have a greater level of success than those with a national presence. With projected annual industry growth of 3%, as we can see up here, GGR is only going to get larger in the future, and the opportunity is only going to get better. An important factor in this segment that I want to point out is the relatively low capital intensity compared to other industries. And we can see that here with the red. This makes it easier for startups such as GGR to begin operations. Lastly, since 2005, the U.S. government has supported domestic biodiesel production through the Energy Policy Act. This act includes federal tax incentives that contribute to the potential profitability of companies like GGR. When we talk about our target market, I want to first point out that by far the largest market for cooking oil recycling is biodiesel manufacturing, which we can see by the red in the pie chart here. When thinking about the target market for GGR, I want you to think of Bob. Bob is the owner of a restaurant in Wisconsin. Bob cares about the environment, but is mostly focused on improving his own business, specifically its profitability and its efficiency. Bob is tired of having to make his employees clean and dispose of waste from his restaurant's grease traps. Bob is even more tired of the local government complaining his restaurant's grease is destroying the city's sewer system. That's why Bob works with a company like GGR to handle the removal of his restaurant's grease. This saves Bob time, money, and hardship. But then what we have to do is we have to meet Jake. And we can see Jake right here. And Jake works for SunPower Biodiesel. And Jake is their procurement manager. SunPower Biodiesel is a Wisconsin truck stop chain that is focused on the sale of renewable energy for vehicular purposes. Jake is constantly looking to get the best and lowest priced biodiesel for his company. But he has to compete with 12 other biodiesel distributors. To make matters worse, Wisconsin only has 2 biodiesel producers. We can see in these 2 charts here. This means that Jake and his competition have to pay higher prices to procure biodiesel from other states. This costs more due to transporting biodiesel, which can become incredibly expensive, and when you talk about having to transport it across state lines, increases the price that eventually gets paid at the pump. But this is why Jake works with GGR, a local biodiesel producer who can help him and SunPower Biodiesel with a new source of affordable biodiesel to sell to their customers. Now, GGR understands that biodiesel is a specific product and it's a niche market. The primary goal of GGR's marketing strategy is to build awareness of GGR's brand and value proposition. Raising awareness amongst the public will drive customers and potential suppliers to the website. However, GGR understands that in a niche market, personal assistance is a must. This is why we have a sales staff, and the sales staff will be responsible for effectively and proactively working with our customers to encourage revenue growth to the customer account. To also encourage sales, we plan on having digital advertising. This includes organic search engine traffic, search engine advertising, and social media. Specifically, offline marketing activities such as partnering with local restaurants will be hyped and displayed on social media to create a loyal stakeholder base. These activities tie to GGR's networking. GGR has a supplier partnership program where it certifies restaurants supplying grease. These restaurants are certified as green locations. This encourages their own customer traffic, and because they're our key partners, we want to encourage their own businesses. These local partnerships will also help with GGR getting its message and value proposition to the public, as people will see the GGR logo and the certification in the restaurants they visit. You can see an example of our customer order in the bottom left-hand corner. So we have Flood Oil Company, who's buying B20, which is a type of biodiesel. They're buying 300 gallons at a purchase price of $2.46 with a production cost of $2. So we have a revenue of $738 and a profit of $138 in our example. The last thing I want to talk to you about with our marketing and sales strategy is what I call our 5 points of purpose. The first is to help dispose of waste from restaurants. The second is we want to fill the need for greater biodiesel supply in the state of Wisconsin. The third is we want to save money for local governments by removing the leading cause of damaged sewer systems. The fourth is that we want to provide environmentally friendly energy to a market dominated by pollutant-producing energy. And lastly, we want to partner with our stakeholders to motivate, inform, and aid them in achieving their goals of cost security as well as environmental stewardship. In regards to our operations, you will see the figure in the bottom left. This is an example of a brown grease refinery. The collected grease is heated to 165 to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. This causes separation between the grease that we will turn into biodiesel and other materials. The other materials fall to the bottom of the cone bottom tank. These materials are removed and the remaining grease is reheated and refined until reaching the appropriate grade for commercial use or sale. We plan to do this at our facility in the upper left-hand corner. This is in Wisconsin, and the reason we're focusing on Wisconsin is not only the value proposition I talked about earlier, but also to take advantage of multiple tax credits that exist for green energy companies in the state. Lastly, you will see our timeline in the bottom right-hand corner. We plan on securing funding over the next 2 months and beginning operations by the end of this year. So I want to talk to you about our management structure. And the team includes myself as the CEO. We also have Rob Leonardo. Rob is going to be our sales manager. And Rob has experience that includes 6 years of management consulting, 7 years of sales experience. He has degrees in business administration as well as information science. And Rob also has experience in branding and marketing. We plan on him being a part of our marketing team. Then I want to talk to you about Ryan Rubin. Ryan's going to be our lead engineer. Ryan holds degrees in biological engineering and has 6 years of experience in the electrical engineering field. Ryan also has experience in community outreach that we think will be extremely helpful in what GGR is trying to accomplish. Specifically, Ryan has worked with the Raleigh Interfaith Alliance, and he's advised the Alpha Epsilon Pi fraternity at the University of South Carolina. You will see in our org chart on the right-hand side that we have yet to fill the role of CFO. We are open to suggestions from future investors on potential candidates for the role of CFO. As the founder and CEO, I wanted to provide a more in-depth background about myself. Ben Franklin once said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest," and you'll be investing in me as much as you will be the company. I received my undergraduate degree from the University of South Carolina with majors in international business and global supply chain operations management. I spent time working in the industrial manufacturing world with companies such as Bosch Rexroth and Jameson LLC. I've also spent time working in the energy sector for companies such as GE, Barber Wind Turbines, and Westinghouse Electric. But most recently, I've worked in the healthcare industry for Abbott Diagnostics and its parent company, Abbott Laboratories. I'm also currently pursuing an MBA with a concentration in finance from Washington State University. So I believe that my broad experience not only prepares me to take GGR into the future as its leader, but specifically its CEO. In conclusion, GGR is seeking an investment of $399,500, and this investment is in exchange for 49.9% equity in the company. This comes with an estimated annualized ROI of just under 30% after 5 years. And we believe that you'll be jumping out of your seats for this opportunity when you see these numbers. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to change the world through green, clean energy, and by taking something that is currently viewed as waste and is more importantly causing so many problems in our community, and we are going to be able to create a viable business out of it. We can't wait for you to join us. And I would like to thank you for taking the time to listen to the pitch today. Specifically, I'd like to thank my fellow students and my professors in the Washington State MBA program. It's been a long and memorable journey to this point, and I want to wish everyone the best in their future endeavors. Thank you so much for listening to me, and thank you so much for your time.